What's up guys, Mo here, welcome back to another video. So really quickly before we get into this lesson, I just want to give you guys some updates on FU Signals. So as most of you already know, FU Signals has taken the turn into being called FU Academy instead. Okay, basically we're doing this just to freshen up our brand. We're doing this because we're going to be bringing you guys so much crazy things in 2021. Can't wait for the new year. As you already guys know, we have our new app launched in the next 1 to 2 days. So what you're going to be able to get access on the app is our premium signals, our chats, our courses, our economic calendar tools, different tools such as the risk management calculator, etc. So it's going to be crazy. We're basically doing this just to get a move from Telegram, generic Telegram, everyone's using it, and we're trying to make this experience personalized for you guys on our app instead. As you guys already know as well, we're becoming a bit more consistent on our YouTube channel, so we're going to be posting 2 to 3 videos a week. And make sure to also follow us on our Instagram, posting a lot there. So FU underscore Forex Signals, and make sure to follow me on my personal as well, Moyad02. Make sure to head on our Facebook as well. As well guys, if you want to get access once again to our signals, our course, etc., make sure to head on fusignals.com, purchase one of the packages on there. Trust me guys, 2021 is going to be crazy. You do not want to miss out. That being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so let me bring you here onto my screen. So as you guys can see on GBP/USD, so as you saw from the title of the video, today what we're going to be performing is a top-down analysis. So I'm going to teach you how to go through a top-down analysis. Now, as you already know guys, a top-down analysis is basically just going from the higher time frames such as the monthly, then dropping it to the weekly, daily, and then to the smaller time frames. Now, just before I start showing you guys how to perform one, a simple thought, okay, that you guys should have at the back of your mind is that you shouldn't look at the different time frames as separate time frames or separate time frames. Okay, you should kind of look at them all together and relate them all to each other. You're gonna hear me saying the word relate a lot because a lot of people, what they do is they go onto one single time frame and then they just trade that single time frame and they're not looking at the time frame below it or above it. Remember, the daily and the weekly and the higher time frames in general, okay, they're the parent time frames, and then when you drop to the time frame below it, that is going to be the child time frame. Okay, and what does the child do? They listen to the parent. So the parent time frame, which is the higher time frame such as daily, weekly, monthly, they will tell you where the rest of the price action on the smaller time frames is going to go. Okay, so right here I'm on GBP/USD, as you can see. So I'm going to perform a top-down analysis on this. Now, to start off, what we're going to be doing is going on to the monthly time frame. Now, really quickly guys, I'm going to write something out here for you guys, just a quick mini guide, okay, on what you would usually be doing on each different time frame. So if I move my mic here to the side, and for example, okay, so the monthly is finding direction, okay. Then you have the weekly time frame, finding direction as well, to determine where the daily will head, okay. And then you have the daily, determine if you're going to buy and or sell on the smaller TF. And then lastly we have the 4 hour / the 1 hour, find IC and key levels, and you have to find key levels as well on the other higher time frames as well, but it's really not as important as finding key levels on the 4 hour and 1 hour. Now this specifically relates to intraday trading. So if you're only trading, you know, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, your key levels on the monthly time frame won't really matter as much. Obviously, if you're swing trading, it's a completely different story. Okay, so if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, go ahead. Okay, but let's take a look here at what's happening on the monthly on GBP/USD. So I'm gonna move my mic back right here in front of me. So let's take a look at GBP/USD. So as you can see on the monthly time frame, very clear that we are clearly in a downward trend. Okay, so you can see we're creating lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower low. So we made our most recent lower low right here. Now before that, before even understanding top-down analysis, etc., you need to have a basic understanding of basic market structure. That's higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs, then lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows. Okay, this is simple. Now we move back down here. We can see that the most recent price action right here, you can see that price is heading up. Even though price is going down, I want you guys to look at this large wick. Okay, and you can see what happened here was price came right down below this low, okay, below this double bottom, cleared liquidity here, and then it came down below this low as well and cleared this here. So this is my first confirmation that price is going to go up. Now what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm not specifically teaching you the different confirmations and market structures, etc. I'm basically showing you how to perform a top-down analysis. And to perform a top-down analysis, realistically you can do this on any strategy, but obviously the one currently I'm using is a smart money strategy. Okay, so as you can see, price came down here for me, cleared liquidity. This is my first time that price is going to go up. Okay, so you can see price on the monthly time frame, we're clearly up. Okay, long term and short term. So you can see two big bullish candles right here in the short term. So now what we do next is we drop down to the weekly time frame. So as you can see on my weekly time frame, the data is a bit more spread out, price action is a bit more spread out, and higher high, lower high, higher high. Now here's the thing, you have to understand where you currently are in the trend. Okay, now the most important time frame that will determine your 1 hour and your forward direction is a daily, but it's good to understand the weekly as well. Let's take a look at where we currently are in the trend. Now from our understanding of market structure, we know that when we get a higher high, we get a higher, lower high, and then a higher high. Okay, from a box tool right here, we know that once we get a higher high form, then a lower high, then a higher high, what is the next move for the market? What do we expect the market to do next? Well, probability tells us that most likely it will come back down. Okay, come back down to this area and obviously make a lower high, and then go back up, make a higher high, once again come back down here and make a new low. So if we take a look at market structure right here, higher high, low, and a higher high, what do we expect the next move to be? Down. Now obviously I will never ever trade against the structure. I won't trade against the structure. I'm going to be looking for buys. The weekly is telling me that I'm looking for buys. But what you have to be careful right here is this up here is not a great time to buy, because if we take a look in the current trend, this is most likely going to be creating lower low. Now obviously it doesn't mean I'm going to be selling here. I don't like to trade against the trend. Now obviously you probably will be able to find a sell on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. It's going to be a bit different. Okay, I'm going to show you that in a second. But overall on the higher time frames, I'm not looking for sells right now. I'm still looking for buys. But what I can expect right now is a pullback. This is great because the daily 4 hour, 1 hour won't actually tell me this. Okay, but just because I'm on the weekly time frame, I'm on compact, most people won't actually expect, most people will expect prices just keep plummeting up, but I expect a pullback because I know that my high got here cleared, and obviously every time high gets cleared we get a pullback. Okay, simple as that. So now what I would do is I drop down to the daily time frame. Once again, very, very clear that we're creating higher highs, lower high, higher high, etc. Okay, so my next move will be to clear this high, obviously. Okay, and once again, what did I say? Once this high got cleared right here, we expect a pullback. So if we drop down to the 4 hour time frame, I want to show you guys how price reacted, probably from an IC up in this way. It's probably a 15-minute IC, something like that. See how price reacted from this level. It's dropping down, making a pullback. Okay, I go back up to the daily time frame. What do we see? Basically right here, what my daily time frame is telling me, the fact that it's creating higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, I'm not going to be looking to sell. Okay, I'm not going to try and sell at all here on the 4 hour. What would my move be? It would be a buy. Now obviously I'm on my 4 hour and 1 hour, this is the time frame where I start looking for my entries. Now, because the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, they all told me that they're bullish. Obviously, I'm going to be bullish on 4 hours. It's not going to make sense if I'm bearish on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Remember, your higher time frames, as I said at the start of the video, your higher time frames, your parent time frames are going to tell you where it goes. Trying to find the market structure and trying to find the direction on the 4 hours is not going to help you, especially in this market structure. Now, beware, guys, that obviously this is a bit kind of harder to kind of show you, just because the current market structure is a bit all over the place. See price kind of consolidating here and big swings up and down. So this isn't the most optimal example, but if you understand the basics, you should even be able to understand this market structure as well. Okay, it's not overly difficult to understand, but it is a bit unusual. But that's obviously that's expected because we're in a holiday season, holiday period at the moment, right? So as you can see, our next move, obviously we expect it to come back down and then push up. Now, if I was only looking at GU from here, it would be very, very difficult for me to determine if I'm looking to buy or sell. But because my parent time frame is very clear that I'm bullish, I'm not going to look for sells on a 4 hour time frame or the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to skip that and I'm only going to look for buys. That already cuts my different potential IC candles by half, because I'm only going to be looking for the 50% of the ICs which are up, not down. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for them bullish ICs, not the bearish ICs. Okay, and then once again this goes down and applies to the 1 hour once again, and this we can try and find another potential entry such as this one on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, now remember, this applies as well to the 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, etc. So for example, this would be our trend time frame. Okay, we're going to look at 15-minute time frame relative to the 1 hour. Relative is a big word, because you have to look at the time frames relative to its parent time frame. Okay, so for example, most people, what they do is they look at this, okay, price broke structure, perfect, and they'd start looking for sells. And let's be honest, there were some nice sells here. The thing is, they wouldn't know when it's time for price to turn around, and it's very hard to determine, okay, why price would have turned around at this area specifically. What they would have done is, okay, they see this area, nice sell, nice sell, nice sell, and then they try sell here once again. But then, oh, okay, price went up, obviously made a higher low, but it didn't make a lower low. Price just changed direction, and now it currently started going up. Now, this, you say why? You look back and it's just kind of hard to understand. Okay, this is why you go to your 1 hour time frame, and I looked at my 15-minute right here, which is just a pullback, obviously, because I'm looking at my higher time frame. This 15-minute time frame right here is this trading range is going to be that one, obviously, and relative to my overall trend, which if I zoom out is bullish. Okay, you can see price going up. So relative to this time frame right here, okay, now I would look at this trading range, this pullback relative to my overall trend, and then I would see potential areas where price could want to switch. Okay, where price could want to switch its reverse, basically. So I would then show you here this area. See how price came down to this IC right here, touched off it, and away it goes. The market reversed. I would not have been able to know that price was going to reverse here. I would have kept selling if I wasn't looking at the higher time frame. This is why it's very important to go onto all these higher time frames and identify, are you bullish or bearish on the monthly, the weekly, or the 1 hour. This helps you understand to which certain key levels, okay, which level you want to hold to. For example, sometimes you could be bullish on your monthly time frame, but on a 1 hour time frame you could be bearish. Obviously I could hop in sells because my, let's say for example, on the, get my brush, on the weekly, let's say on the daily time frame I might be bullish, okay, be bullish, but then on my 1 hour time frame I might be bearish, and I might be able to scope out a bit of a sell inside here, catch a small sell inside here, okay. But then I would still have to look at the daily time frame overall to understand when my sell is going to end, okay, and then go again for another buy. So this is why it's so important to understand your overall bias and not just stare at this smaller time frame right here and just keep selling off. This is why I was able to scope this beautiful buy right here, just because I was looking at my higher time frames. Okay, I understood my price action relative to my higher time frame. Okay, just as so you can see how it went on creating a higher low. Obviously, just performing an analysis on GU right now. Currently, it's hard because the price action is not going as it usually is. But this is how I would perform my top-down analysis. So to recap once again, go on to your monthly time frame. Okay, determine your trend, understand where your long-term goal is, and then your daily time frame would be a bit of your short goal, and understand where you are currently in the market phase. So for example, in this trading range, am I at the top of the trading range? Is my price currently at the top? The bottom, is it just starting its pullback? Is it finished its pullback? Is it going to make a reversal? Whatever, you have to understand where you are on that daily time frame. Okay, just study this trading range, the circle right here, understand, and then when you drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you'll know. Okay, you know, am I supposed to be selling right now? Am I supposed to be buying right now, etc. What my price action is telling me right now on GU is, okay, I can see how I made a higher high, lower higher high. I still didn't make a higher high. So what I could potentially receive here is price to maybe just pull back down once on the 4 hour time frame. Once more, see how it's pulling back right here. Remember, it made up its liquidity up above here. Price pull back once, hit my IC right here, and then I can scope out my buy. If I didn't look at my daily time frame, I would be confused and I potentially would have sold. You know, a lot of people are going to be selling this right here because they think it's resistance. Okay, so I would have been confused. But just because I'm looking at my parent time frame is telling me up. So this already makes it easier for me. I'm not going to be looking for sells, I'm going to be looking for up. Then all I'd have to do on my 4 hour time frame, my 1 hour time frame, is just to identify my potential areas of entry, such as this right here, and I look for up. Then all I'd have to do, mark out my buy, boom, boom. Okay, just like so. And there you go. That is my buy on GU. So that's pretty much it, guys. How to perform a top-down analysis. Once again, go from the higher time frame, identify your different certain key levels on your higher time frame, identify your long-term goal, identify your short-term goal, and understand where you are relative to the higher time frame, and understand where you are relative to that trading range. Okay, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. As I said, FU Signals is going to be crazy lit next year, so if you want to head on to fusignals.com and hop on with us, go ahead and do that right now. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.